Hello and welcome to Altenew's August release video hop. As always, like, comment, subscribe and hop along to enter the fabulous giveaway. In my video today, I am creating this card using the Rural Farmstand layering stencil set. Now this is a really fun stencil set which helps create a colorful scene. Each stencil has parts labeled, so every time you lay out a stencil, you know that you are ink blending the sky layer, the grass, the canopy, the barn, and the various produce present in the farm market. I think that really makes it easy to ink blend as you switch between each stencil. Now all the colors I am using today are listed in the description box below. Also, these are affiliate inks which come at no extra cost to you but help me earn a little commission every time you shop using my link. I am truly grateful for those who use my link and support me. Moving on, I am making this a vibrant, colorful scene. However, it all depends on the colors you choose. You could go for a pastel scene, you could just go for a spring kind of scene in mind. Again, like I mentioned, it all depends on the colors you use. And that is what makes this a fun stencil set. I think this is one that we can use over and over again for a variety of cards. Also, you can just skip some layers like the power cables. I made one card which does not have those, and so it's not necessary that you add every element to finish the scene. Again, the produce, I think that is such a clever way to create layers on the stencil with multiple produce, and the detail layer as you see here that I'm using just adds so much more shading and depth. Now you could just keep everything same and have all of those crates similar produce, or like I did here, bring in colors that are alternating. Or you could also just ink blend each of them with a different color to create a more vibrant scene. Another thing is that this is a 6x6 stencil, so it also depends on how you trim it. You could either use it and create a square card, or like in my case, trim it and create an A2 card panel. However, depending on where you trim, you will get maybe more of the left part of the scene or the right part. In my case, a little of that barn on top is cut off because I am not ink blending that portion on my A2 panel. Now I bring in a variety. Even on the barn, I am some places using browns, some places I went in with the yellow ochre and Sicilian amber just to create a little difference, between the crates, the barn, and the canopy. I thought that it simply brought the scene to life. So, and I enjoy ink blending, so I don't necessarily need a reason to add more color. I am also just using mini blending brushes and micro blending at a few places. I just prefer using those for my ink blending. And of course, the large sticky mat, which holds everything down in place. These are my absolute favorite tools, and I think I just keep pulling them out over and over again every time I need to create a card. You can see my sticky mat is well loved. Now on to the Let's Scoot layering die set. This die set, you can use colored cardstock and cut out the different layers, which makes for a simple assembly. The first die, which gives us the handle and then the main piece to start anchoring our wheel and the body of the scooter, is die cut on jet black cardstock. The remaining, instead of using colored cardstock, I have just gone ahead and die cut everything on white cardstock. I thought it would be nice to continue the ink blending since I did that on the background. However, like I mentioned before, feel free to switch to different colors of cardstock, die cut the layers, and put the scooter together. I have done that too on a different card, and I think that works beautifully as well. over here, I would say it's just more about your personal choice. Sometimes ink blending just creates an element of shading and depth that colored cardstock doesn't. So with my ink blending complete, time to put the scooter together. This is fairly simple. I would say the first time you're doing this, keep the packaging guide handy so that you can refer to which layer goes over which piece, and do this part by part, right? So you see how I finished assembling the wheel, then started placing the body, the seat, set that aside, and started working on the next component. And once that component was assembled, it was easy to put the two pieces together and form that whole scooter. Nothing too difficult. I prefer using liquid glue because I just apply around the keyhole or the portion that needs to be covered with the element that goes over it. So it's just about that. And I also like using my tweezers because it's easy to pick the pieces and adhere them, especially when they are tiny and intricate. So with that last piece set, this is how my scooter looks. I love that pop of raspberry there. And now I am just taking my panel onto the stamp wheel to stamp a sentiment. I am using Floral Odyssey Craft Your Life project kit, and I've picked a stamp from there and just placed it on my card and stamping it with obsidian pigment ink. Once that is done, all I need to do is glue the scooter down. I am using liquid adhesive and I am going to just glue that down. You could also use instant dimension foam tape to pop it up. With that done, this card is now complete. I really hope that this has inspired you to just pull out your inks and have fun ink blending and creating a scene for your next card. If you've signed up for the Sunshine in Motion August class, then I am sharing some fun ideas using the same dies and stencil but to create interactive cards. With that said, I am just leaving you all with more inspiration using the products that are being released this month, as well as the subscription products from the last month that are now available for purchase in August. I hope that these cards inspire you and give you ideas for your next card. I also have an upcoming class using the Art Studio Treasures, the first card you saw right there with the art scene, and all the details are linked in the description box below. Again, I hope you enjoy this, and until the next time, take care and bye bye.